Hey guys, it's Heather with Jumping Spiders USA. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Jumping Spiders USA. And you might hear some noise in the background. My husband is cooking and my boys are off in their rooms playing games. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like, share, comment. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how the spiders are doing. Subscribe. Click the little bell so you get notifications for all future content. So before we get any further, you may be thinking, I just clicked on a video to learn how to handle my jumping spider for beginners. Why do I have to make a project? Well, this thing that I am making is like a totally enclosed little space so that you know your spider's not going to get away, and so that you don't actually have to touch it with your hands if you're super afraid at the beginning. This is just a contraption that you can build at first. If you are beyond that, just move further into the video where we are past that and we talk about other ways that you can handle your spider if you don't need all of this. So, what have we got here? What am I showing you? This is what you're going to need for today's video. You're going to need hot glue gun sticks. You're going to need hot glue gun. You're going to need soldering iron or some kind of like cutters that can cut through the top of this storage tote, and a couple of pairs of kitchen gloves. If you are allergic to latex, do not use latex ones. And what this is it's just one of those clear storage totes. I would honestly get one that's clear all over, like clear the storage part and clear for the lid. But the dollar store did not have lids that even match this one. Like, this lid doesn't even fit this storage tote, but I just got it just for the purpose of cutting it up anyway, so it won't matter for this video. But for you, if you're gonna use this, get a clear one, and it's best if you get one with a clear lid as well. If you can't find a clear lid, that's okay as well. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is put this stuff over to the side, and you are going to want to take your soldering iron, and we're going to cut, or your cutty plier-y things, and we're going to make 2 holes in the top, and they're going to be big enough for you to put your hands down through, your hands and your arms. As always, make sure that you are using your soldering iron in a well-ventilated area. Open your doors and windows. Wear a mask. This is pretty gross. We're melting plastic. Okay. And after that cools for a second, I am gonna make sure that my arm can fit down in there. Alright, I could probably even go a little bit smaller on that other one. And then we're just gonna do the same thing over here on this side. We're gonna make another hole. Alright, there we go. We got 2 holes, and then we're going to put this to the side because we don't need it anymore. We're going to turn it off. You'll want to take a pair of your gloves, and whatever size that works for you. Take some hot glue hot glue gun is not that big. It doesn't hold, you know, that much glue, so it probably won't have enough glue to go all the way around. So I'm just gonna and what you'll do is you'll just put it down over there. So this one is your left hand, and you'll put it with the thumb down right here on that side, and then just start you know, like glue it down, and that's gonna be hot. Well, that's not gonna work. Okay, I lied. Hot glue does not work on latex, so we can't do this. So, I'm going to try duct tape. Duct tape is always the answer. So we're going to put it this way, so then we stick it down in here for our left hand, thumb that way. We're going to pull it taut. What am I doing, Luna? Because it's got to fit all across there. Take my struggles into consideration when you make yours, and maybe make your holes smaller and or get larger sized gloves. Maybe both. I'm just squishing them together to make sure that the tape and the gloves are adhered together well. And then I'm probably going to go around on the other side and tape there as well. Alright, I'm going to do that same thing on this side. I'm just going to make sure the glove and the tape are adhered together well. And then this is what this monstrosity looks like. And we're going to do that very same thing to this hole right here. And so for the other side, you're going to want to make sure that the thumb comes on this side. So when you put your hand in, like this thumb needed to go over here on this side, and this thumb needs to go over here on this side. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you got both of them on there. And inspect the tub, you know, and make sure that there are no holes or cracks or anything like that in there. And you are going to want to make sure you have your enclosure and a paintbrush. It's gonna show with, like, you know, one of my little rinky-dink enclosures and a soft bristled paintbrush. And what you would do is you would put your spider down in there and open the container. I'm not going to do all of this, but you would put your you would put your container enclosure down in the container, open it up, you know, like with this one it would be like turn it over, open it up. There are actually little teeny tiny spiders in here, so I'm not going to do it. Go like that, open the top up. You would then put the top on here, and see, it would be a bit better if, you know, this was clear, you could see through here, but even if it's not, you know, you could put it up on something and watch through, watch what you're doing through the sides, and then put your hands down in through there and touch your spider that way. You could put this up on a table so that you could look in look in the side while you're doing this, and you would just interact with your spider. That way, this is for people who are like super fearful of handling their spiders. This would be for someone who, you cannot touch your spider, you just want to get over your fear of it. But I will say this as well, that if you are so fearful of touching your spider that you would flinch or jump while holding your spider, don't do it, because you could fling your spider and either hurt or kill it, and you don't want to do that. So, but if you've gotten to the point that you would like to try, and you want to keep those impulses in check, then this could be like a super contained way that you can interact with your spider. Just set this up on a table, and then you sit beside it, and then you can see down in there, and then that like you can handle your spider, you can touch your spider and have it hop up on the glove, and then you can just get used to their movements and the kinds of things that they do. And then when you are ready, you could, if you've got it on your finger, inside the glove, you could put it back down in the container and close the container. If you need to, you could put the paintbrush down in there as well, so you would have it, you could just reach down and pick up the paintbrush and gently scoop or brush the spider back into the container, if that is what you need to do. So that's level 1, super newbie, not just beginner, but like very fearful beginner, but not so fearful that you're gonna like flinch or jump or like hurt your spider. Because if you're at that stage, I recommend, I am a budding hypnotist. I am taking a certification, a 230-hour certification course for hypnotherapy right now. And I've actually made a video on overcoming fears of spiders, arachnophobia, with a hypnosis video. And I'm going to link down to that in the description. If you're that fearful, like maybe start, with that video. It's not hoodoo voodoo, it's not anything weird, it's not mind control, it's nothing strange like that. It's just kind of like a guided meditation before you even do this. So this would be for somebody who's new but also pretty fearful. Like you want to start getting over it, but you're not gonna accidentally hurt your spider. Okay, so if you're not that afraid, but you just want some backup, you could do away with this lid entirely. We're going to throw it over here. I've got another pair of gloves, and you'll put the enclosure, down in there, and make sure you've got the paintbrush down in there as well. And so you would just use a pair of gloves. And if you're afraid of it, touching you, or you're afraid of, bites or anything, and I'm not saying that jumping spiders never ever bite. Anything with teeth and fangs can bite, but they're very docile and they don't usually do it. But, if you're new to handling and not that afraid, you don't feel like you need the totally contained space, like, this is what you can do. Just like put your hands down in here and handle them inside the storage container. And you've got gloves on, if that makes you feel safer. And you can handle them down in the container. They're less likely to escape. And, if you need to, you just have your little handy dandy paintbrush ready. And if you want to put them back in their enclosure, you can just gently brush them back down in. And if once you've progressed past that level, you can take your gloves off if you want to try handling that way. and just do it down inside the container. Oh, there are actually a couple little holes in this one. So what you could do is just take some silicone or hot glue and just cover that over. So just, yeah, definitely make sure that, you know, if you've got holes in yours, you cover that stuff over. So if you progress beyond gloves and, you know, you're ready to actually handle them with your hands, sometimes it can be more helpful to start out with a smaller jumping spider. I feel like, you know, when I was starting out, I thought that they were less intimidating, but that's totally up to you. And, you know, you would just put your hands down in there, and, you know, you've got like a nice little safe place, you know, that they're less likely to go anywhere. You've got your handy dandy paintbrush and your closure right at the ready if, you know, it looks like it's gonna like start running or try to escape, or if it goes like, you know, too far up your arm, you know, and if they're pretty fast, so you're just really gonna, you know, have to keep your eyes on him or her, and you would just, you know, if it's running up your arm and it's like trying, you know, starting to scare you, you can just, you know, have your enclosure right here and just, you know, stick your arm further down in and just like, you know, safely, gently drop them down into their enclosure. But so those are some stages that you can progress through when handling your spider from the very beginning. You can also, if you don't feel like you need the storage tote, you can also put down a light colored towel or blanket and sit down on that. And that way, if your spider jumps off, you're more likely to find them. So I hope that has been helpful. You can find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/jumping spiders USA, and we'll see you there.